Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for Fear the Walking Dead, and in today's video we're going to be doing another top 10 video. This one is going to be going over all of the episodes of all 8 seasons of Fear the Walking Dead and giving my top 10 favorite episodes of the series. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing another video today. This one's going to be doing another video for Fear the Walking Dead. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another ranking video. This one's another top 5 list for today. We're going to be ranking all top 10 best episodes, in my opinion, of Fear the Walking Dead. My favorite episodes of the series from, season 1 all the way to season 8. And I will make sure to let you guys know that, of course, this list is very subjective, so let me know in the comment section below, what is your top 10 favorite episodes of Fear? And then next week, which is my plan, next week we're going to continue. We're going to do the top 10 worst episodes and top 10 worst characters. So the worst videos, the least favorite type of, character and episode videos will be next week, so stay tuned for that. But we've done a lot of Fear videos this week, and I'm very, very happy with how they've all turned out. Hope you guys have all enjoyed them, and this will probably be the last top 10 video for this week. So alright, now, let's get into this. Now, starting off with some honorable mentions. We got 3 here. Honorable mentions for best episodes is first going to be Humbug's Gulch, Season 5, Episode 3. Really enjoyed that episode. It's Dwight's introduction episode. Not to mention, you have a lot of really cool John Dory scenes in that one, and it's a pretty darn exciting episode. It's probably the one episode from Season 5 that I think has any kind of chance against any of these, to be honest. It's a really good episode. Next one, we have Season 6, Episode 2, Welcome to the Club. I think this one is incredibly underrated. I think it's a really exciting episode with a lot of walkers, a lot of action. Strand and Alicia are a great duo in this one, and it's pretty darn exciting. Not to mention Daniel and, of course, his memory loss, you know what I mean? So I thought it was pretty good. And then, finally, we also have Season 6, Episode 4, The Key, which this one was really close to making it on the list. I gotta admit, this one was really, really close, but it narrowly got beaten out by these top 10 here. So, let's get into this one. Number 10, we have Season 3, Episode 9. This one is, this one's pretty darn insane. This one right here, man, I absolutely love it. I think it's so darn good. It's very, very exciting because you have, Walker and his people that are coming into the ranch, and of course you've got the rest of our crew that kind of have to live with it, right? And this episode, in terms of the action sequences too, you've got Troy and Nick, who of course turn against Walker in this one, and you've got a huge firefight that breaks out. You've got a huge gun battle that goes down in this one. Even Madison, who actually tries to save Troy from getting killed. And, I thought it was pretty exciting when they're midways through battle and Nick tells Troy, I killed your father, and they just kind of sit there and stuff. I mean, it's so good, man. And it's really intense because now Walker is within the community, so there's more drama than ever before. Not to mention, the ending scene is pretty insane too, where Troy gets banished from the ranch, his own home, and Madison has to, kind of fight back against him. And he even gets, Troy even gets stabbed in the hand and, kills the guy with the knife. I mean, Troy is just an absolute badass. So, yeah, this episode was really intense. I really like this one a lot. Really intense mid-season premiere to kind of return, right? Number 9 is then going to be Season 3, Episode 5. This one is called Burning in Water, Drowning in Flame. This one is really intense. This one is the one where basically you've got Daniel and Strand that are going to the hotel looking for Ophelia. Daniel realizes that Strand lies and he leaves his ass, so that's pretty intense. Not to mention, you've got Walker right here, right? And his kind of introduction to the show, where you've got a guy that's getting his head, pecked by a crow. And, it's really brutal. You've got Walker that, kind of walks up to them and threatens them, tells them to abandon the ranch and all this stuff. And otherwise, he'll feed all of them to the crows, he says. So it's pretty intense stuff, man. Not to mention, you've also got Madison that kind of takes leadership of the group, and Troy doesn't really like that. And in the middle of the episode, there's kind of a scene where he's about to slit Madison's throat, which I thought was pretty damn insane as well. You've also got Alicia hooking up with Jake as well, too. Really like that relationship. I mean, it was, very short-lived, but I thought they made a good duo, So, yeah, definitely very, very awesome episode. This one is great, in my opinion. I really like this one. Number 8 is then going to be Season 3, Episode 7. Oh my goodness, man! Season 3 takes over, doesn't it? Seriously, I mean, it's because a lot of the other seasons are not that good. But anyway, this one here, really enjoy this episode. This one is great. You've got the return of Ophelia in this one. You've also got some of the fighting back and forth with our crew. Kind of the question of who's on the right side, who's on the wrong side, which I really enjoy. You've also got Alicia that's captured by Walker in this one, and because they got Ophelia at the ranch and then Alicia at Walker's place, right? And they end up attacking Walker's compound, which I thought was really crazy. And basically, everything just goes absolutely insane. Ophelia poisons everybody at the ranch. I mean, the episode is just absolute mayhem. But it's really good. It's really, really good. Number 7 is then going to be season 3, episode 8, Children of Wrath. Oh my god, man. This episode was so good, man. You got Madison, of course, and Nick, who make the decision in this one to take out Jeremiah to make peace with Walker so that they don't lose the ranch. And they basically surrender, right? Not to mention, you've got a whole bunch of action. You got some flashbacks of Ophelia where we find out that Jeremiah is a racist and he left her. Like, oh man, like honestly, so insane. And it's just such a good episode. You've got Troy and Madison's, back and forth. You've got Walker that's coming after them hardcore. So good, man. So good. Not to mention the Stand By Me song at the end was superb. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. Yeah, no, this was great. This was a great, great episode. And honestly, it's shocking that, there's so many season 3 episodes in this list, but it goes to show you what the best season is, so there you go. Okay, now coming in at number 6, we're going to have season 6, episode 3, Alaska. Now, this one is probably one of the most underrated episodes and underappreciated episodes of Fear, if you ask me. I love the duo of Dwight and Althea. I love that they give us the reunion between Dwight and Sherry, something that you would have never gotten in the original Walking Dead, something that you're rewarded with in this episode. Not to mention, you've got CRM in this one with Althea's girlfriend. You've also got a really unique storyline with this plague that is going around inside of this major building with all of these survivors and stuff like that. It's actually a really unique concept for an episode, and it's a really awesome episode at that. I honestly think this is one of the best episodes of Fear. It's unique. It's very charming with, the duo of Dwight and Althea. I think they work really well together. You've got CRM stuff involved in here. A lot of great comedy mixed in, but it's not cheesy. Like, it's actually well written, And not to mention, again, seeing Sherry and Dwight, that seals the deal right there. As, in my opinion, one of the best episodes this show did, It connects to the original Walking Dead while still being its own thing. And it's really, really well executed. I really, really appreciate this episode. This is one of them episodes that ages better and better with time. It really does. Number 5 is then going to be season 3, episode 16. Now, this one's pretty damn intense. Now, I know some people may say, like, well, Dan, we don't see what happens after the events of the dam. Well, that's not Dave Erickson's fault. He left the show and then they screwed it up. So, for me at least, this episode is awesome. You've got the Proctors attacking the dam, Daniel, who's shot in the face by Victor Strand, who then is bleeding out and, of course, shoots a whole bunch of Proctor's men. Literally goes full old man John Wick. Like, seriously, Daniel is so good. You got the scene with Nick and the Degnator. He blows up the dam. You've got a huge battle, a huge conclusion to the season. Walker and Crazy Dog, they're sniping people from up top. It's insane. Like, the music is incredible. The cinematography is absolutely out of this world. Like, it's so good. Not to mention, you've also got the Christmas scenes, which are very haunting with Madison, where you see, Alicia, and she's apparently dead in this, this fake made-up reality, And Nick, can barely even look at Madison, it's really insane. This episode, it's artistic, if you ask me. And I don't say that about Fear very often, because the show is not that well written, but this episode, yeah, it's really good. Number 4 is then going to be 301, Eye of the Beholder. Now, this is a great episode. This is the introduction to Troy Otto. You've got the battle, of course, at the the border and all that stuff. You've got Travis that goes full beast mode. I mean, he's insane in this episode. Not to mention, you've got Madison stabbing Troy in the eye with a spoon. It doesn't get more crazy than that, man. It really doesn't. and a lot of great fights, a lot of great scenes. You got the scene where Travis throws the friggin' brick up to, Troy's men that are making fun of him and stuff. I mean, it's so good, man. You got walkers galore, Luciana's injured, chaos everywhere. It's awesome. It's a great episode. Number 3 is then going to be 401, What's Your Story? In my opinion, the most underrated episode of Fear the Walking Dead right here. I don't understand why this episode doesn't get praise. Here's why this one's in my top 3. You got Rick Grimes, Carol, Jesus. You've got Morgan carefully crossing over into Fear the Walking Dead. He meets John Dorie, one of my all-time favorite characters of the show. He's absolutely wholesome. I love John Dorie. Althea, which, as you guys know, I'm a huge Althea defender. I really like the concept of that character. Not to mention, you've got the fight at the trailer park with those guys. You've got a huge battle that, breaks out with a whole bunch of walkers and all this stuff. And by the end of the episode, you've got them running into the Fear group on the road who ambush them. You know what I mean? And I love how it comes back full circle. And Althea's like, so what the hell is your story? Like, honestly, I wish, and I really wish, that Fear the Walking Dead would have stayed in this kind of direction. Because I'm not going to lie, the crossover for Fear, in my opinion at least, it was working. It was working in its first few episodes. It was really cool to see. Morgan and Nick bonding and stuff like that. Like, there were so many cool things that they were doing. And then they just had to screw it up, man. Like, seriously. But point being, this episode does not get ruined for that. This episode introduced the crossover concept in a great way, if you ask me. And had they have just done this for like a 1-season special where Morgan comes there and then he leaves, towards the end of the season and our Fear group continues on, I mean, honestly, they would have had something. They really would have had something because I really like how they did this. I really do. Now, coming in at number 2 is then going to be Season 3, Episode 12, Brother's Keeper. Oh my god, man. Easily my favorite episode of Season 3. This one is insane. You've got the zombie horde led by Troy, who is being sent to the ranch because his ass got kicked out. You've got Alicia and the rest that are trying to defend this place. You've got a whole bunch of deaths from the military. The one that Alicia Mercy kills as well, too. That one's really good. You've also got the death of Jake. You've got, of course, the fight between them. And, Troy can't save him, and it's all because of him. It's pretty insane. This episode just has it all. It has the action. It has the walkers. Troy is a fantastic threat. Jake Otto is a very tragic death, and Alicia holds her own at the branch, of course, with the rest of the survivors. So, yeah, really, really great episode there. But my all-time favorite episode of Fear the Walking Dead, the episode that I think just really made this show very exciting for its time, is going to be Season 6, Episode 1, The End is the Beginning. I love this episode. This will always be my favorite episode of Fear the Walking Dead, simply for the reason that this, in my opinion, is the best episode for Morgan Jones. It's the best episode. I love what they do with him. I love how they handle him. Going back to, clearing, going back to killing again, not to mention the Emil character as a villain for this episode was really intimidating. I really, really liked Emil a lot. He's looking for Mr. Jones, you know what I mean? He's trying to collect him for Virginia and stuff like that. And you've also got some End is the Beginning setup in this one. You've got some great stuff throughout. The fight where, he's in front of the zombie horde and he's like, hey, I'm right here, And he's got the fight with, Emil, right? You've got, him saying Morgan Jones is dead and you're dealing with somebody else now. Wearing Emil's outfit, changing his weapon, changing his style, telling Virginia that he's not afraid. Like, it's just, it doesn't get better. If you ask me, it does not get better. This episode is honestly an example on how Fear the Walking Dead should have at least been somewhat. You know what I mean? Because that episode was absolutely amazing. It was absolutely phenomenal. So let me know in the comment section below, what are your favorite episodes of Fear the Walking Dead throughout the years? And if you can't help but notice, there's no Season 8 in this list because I don't like that season. So I guess that's just a bit of a, kind of, I guess, side note on this list. But anyway, thank you all for watching this video. Thank you all for sticking around for the Fear the Walking Dead reviews. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. Click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos to The Walking Dead universe. And of course, I will see you guys really soon for more videos for Fear the Walking Dead. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.